Our next piece is a world premiere. This is the first time it's ever being performed. It's called Suite for Reed Quintet, and it's written by Ian Wiese. And Ian Wiese is currently studying to get his doctorate in composition. He studies at New England Conservatory, and he studies with John Heiss. He also lives just south of Boston in Quincy, so he's probably our most local person in this program. So that's great. And there's a bit of a personal connection to Ian. Both me and Walcott have both played one of his pieces before with a different group called Some Assembly Required that they commissioned a piece from him. And I thought that his style was very intriguing. And there were a couple of things that struck me about his music that inspired me to reach out to him. One of them is that there are just layers of detail, and the more you spend time with the piece, the more these little details come out, and there's just so much there to learn and discover. And even now, to this day, we're still discovering things about his music. So that's been really fun. And another thing is that all of our parts, all of our individual parts are they're equally as interesting, and I think even equally as challenging. There's not one instrument that just sort of outshines everything else, and there's not one instrument that's kind of left behind in the accompaniment. Everybody has an equal part and an important part in the quintet. So those are a couple of things to listen for, and now I'm going to pass the torch on to Ian, who is going to speak a little bit more about his piece.
Hi, I'm Ian Wiese. I'm the composer of Suite for Reed Quintet tonight. I'll also be in the audience. Suite for Reed Quintet I wrote as a way to give the Reed Quintet not only a piece of music that could represent a variety of more of the traditional styles of music, but as a way that they could also have something that they could mine individual pieces from. Each of the movements represents some form of an older style form of composition. The first one is the sonatina. I call it a sonatina, but it's actually more a traditional sonata form, where the development section is actually quite big. There's a lot of development that goes on in the middle of it, including some new material added that's not in the opening exposition. The second movement is a saraband, which, if you're not aware, is one of the Baroque dance forms. It was a dance where the emphasis was placed on two rather than on one or three. You know, the minuet, the emphasis is on one, the allemande is on 1 and 3 as a sort of stomping dance. The saltarello is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a jumping dance. This one was placed at a heavy downbeat on 2. And since it came from Spanish lands, it was considered to be a little risque for a Baroque audience. So it was considered the scary, erotic dance. And the third movement is something I like doing a lot. It's a ragtime, but it's also a ragtime that builds up into the actual, what you'd call actual ragtime. There's a lot of complex processes that start in the beginning, particularly like a canon on the opening material, where the ensemble is trying its best to avoid being in the actual ragtime, but near the end gives way and plays a kind of cheesy but fun ragtime, where everybody has a brief little solo. Fun fact, there was actually supposed to be a fourth movement of this, an aria that I was planning on writing. I ended up cutting the movement because I had two slow movements back to back, and most of the material that went into the aria actually ended up becoming the main material for the saraband. So that's just a fun little piece of information. I hope you enjoy. Hi, I'm Ian Wiese. I'm the composer of Suite for Reed Quintet tonight. I'll also be in the audience. Suite for Reed Quintet I wrote as a way to give the Reed Quintet not only a piece of music that could represent a variety of more of the traditional styles of music, but
Thank you.